people from the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because we're going to get some paparazzi guys on the show. We're going to tell us stories about shitty people.
That's right.
Well, or people being shitty.
Or maybe we'll find one where they what I would like to know is have they ever gone up for a celebrity to be like, hey, I got to get something scandalous, and then they end up doing something like really nice, like simple nice. You're like, yeah, I'm not fucking filming that. Like, I'd like to know if they've ever had one of those things where do they decide, like, do they just take the picture anyways, or do you decide, like, after, nobody cares about them being nice, or do you just take everything you got and say, here, I got 450 pictures of so-and-so, go through them?
No, yeah, they talked about that, and they said, like, there's often times where celebrities will come up to them and just be like, dude, I just don't want to be filmed today, but if you just leave me alone today, I'll give you some fucking money shots tomorrow or whatever.
That makes sense.
Apparently, Miley Cyrus just did that recently, and then the next day she just fingered them.
Really?
Like, that's my girl.
She actually just did a version of what was it? Was it a Heart song? I think it was Heart that she had done. And it was, I got to give her fucking props. It actually sounded really good.
You know, she's got to make up for the fucking Temple of the Dog one she butchered.
Yeah. We don't talk about that one.
But that's okay, because the world doesn't need Chris Cornell's fucking version of Patience.
Yeah, you know, I heard that for the first time. Oh, she did Heart of Glass. That's it, by Blondie.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, she did that version. I gotta give her credit. It actually sounded pretty good.
I'll check it out. Yeah, the world doesn't need like a new version of Patience. Sorry. Like, I'm not dissing Chris Cornell by any means, but totally didn't need that ever to be released. Like, that's the one Susan, whatever his wife, Susan Silver, decides to put out. Put out the fucking unreleased Soundgarden album, you weirdo.
Yeah. Like, what are you teasing us with the fucking GNR cover for? What the fuck?
Good. It's cool of him to like admit that they were a huge, because they took Soundgarden on tour when they were nobody, and basically made them.
Yeah.
So it's cool for Cornell to be like, yeah, Guns N' Roses is cool. They're why my band is cool. But still, we didn't need another Patience. Like, there's certain songs that you just don't need to cover.
No, some just don't need to be redone.
Everything by the Beatles, you can just leave that alone.
Yep.
And things like Patience, like Wonderwall. There's a good example. Wonderwall. Don't cover Wonderwall. No one needs to cover a fucking Wonderwall.
No.
Or like Song 2 by Blur. Like, fuck off. No, that's not ever going to be necessary to cover that.
There are some versions where I was like shocked by, like, I caught that was Billie Eilish. She did a version of Bad by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, everything Billie Eilish is fucking dope.
You know, and one thing about this, because like I know you were a little bit more of a fan of hers than I was in the beginning. I'd never heard of her. I didn't know anything about her, any of her music. She seems to me she's one of those artists where her album stuff I'm not a fan of, but the stuff that she does that's not on record, it just seems to be better.
Yeah,
which is weird. But her version of that, like, she's got such a. I don't want to say I don't, because she's fucking young and shit. I don't want to say, but she's got a really fucking sexy voice.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, holy shit, sexy. And the fact that she dresses all androgynous and everything else, you know.
Yeah, that's really neat. I've seen some pictures of her that she didn't want taken. She's got a pretty killer bod on her for an 18-year-old.
Yeah, she does. But you didn't hear that.
But I like the whole dressing like that and not being famous for her body kind of thing.
Yeah, which is sad because it makes her famous for that.
Yeah.
Instead of being, which is, I mean, because it's almost like a no-win situation for the fucking girl, because you know, like, well, look what happened. She went on fucking vacation, wore a bathing suit, and got slammed by her own fucking fans because she wore a bathing suit. She's like, I'm on fucking vacation swimming. What am I supposed to wear? A fucking sweater? Like, get the fuck out of here. That's just like, you know, people suck.
Yeah, I like that you came around though.
Yeah, and it was that song that did it. It was her version of "Bad" by Michael Jackson that did it. The way she sang it, the way it was kind of rewritten in the sense, and I gotta admit, I liked it. I was pretty impressed. So,
well, we gotta give a lot of credit to her older brother, who's her main songwriter too.
Oh, really?
He probably did all the arrangements and stuff for her. He's a really fucking talented dude.
Fuck it. I was really impressed. I really liked it.
He does like all of her music. Like it's all just like one dude. He's like this Trent Reznor type dude.
Oh yeah.
That's the same with Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga just works with one guy, and he does everything, kind of like me, but
yeah,
with money and talent. Or anyway, with money and good connections. If I had some fucking good connections, I could do what they do. Then I could go on tour with Billie Eilish. Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought about that, man.
That's enough babbling. I don't even know where the fuck did we go off the rails with this show. We had shit to talk about, and we're just all over the place.
I still have tons here.
Damn
tons of
Billie
stuff lined
Eilish.
up. Damn you, Billie Eilish. Fuck you and
All
your
right.
bad.
Let's get to it because we
All
don't
right.
have a lot of. I don't think.
All right. First, again, I always like to ease into these things. Don't jump into anything too spectacular right away. The world's biggest ever recorded turtle. I'm a little shocked by this one for the sheer size.
Is it Dana Carvey?
No, amazingly enough, no. Even taller than Dana Carvey. Turtle. It was a leatherback turtle that washed up on Harlem Beach in Wales in 1988. They estimated to be about 100 years old, and it was just under 9 feet in length and weighing over 2,000 pounds.
Yeah. Then they later found out that was actually just Dolph Lundgren partying after Rocky IV.
He walked away. That's pretty funny. Good, fast wit. Loved it. The other thing I found pretty interesting. So, archaeologists in London, they actually found a Mesolithic tool-making factory. That it basically just gives a whole bunch of proof that there was human beings living on the River Thames in 7,000 BC. So 9,000 years ago, not only were there people doing that, but they actually had a tool-making factory.
Cool.
9,000 years ago, over 9,000 years. So that's pretty fucking wild.
That's kind of neat.
Kind of a neat thing. I thought that was kind of wild. There's been a little thing lately. I've caught a little bit snippets in the news where people are talking about different ways of having things being smuggled into jails. Drones, very, very popular right now. They had there was like the helicopter where they tried to break a guy out with a helicopter.
That was fucking awesome. That was
wild. Yeah,
that helicopter just flies up. He just climbs on and leaves.
So good. But an interesting way of doing it in the beginning of 2013, guards inside of a prison camp in the Komi region of Russia, they caught this cat climbing over a fence, and when they realized this cat was actually being used to smuggle in mobile phones, chargers, and batteries into the prison. They would tape it to the back of, or strap it to the back of the cat's back, and then the cat would climb over the fucking fence.
I don't think the cat was being used. I think the cat was behind it the whole time. Let's fucking blame the humans when he got caught.
Makes perfect sense. Cats are assholes.
Exactly.
They're the hornets of the fucking pet world. Oh man. The word oxymoron. Love this little fact. It itself is an oxymoron.
Yeah.
The reason is because it derives from the ancient Greek word of oxy, which means sharp, and moros, which means stupid.
Yeah.
So an oxymoron is actually a sharp stupid.
It is indeed.
A smart stupid person.
So am I. I am a smart stupid.
I'm just a fucking idiot. So what am I gonna say?
I knew that about the oxymoron, though.
I did not.
Oxymorons are fun.
Yeah, it's true.
Intelligence, happily married.
Wait, what? 2013 was the first year since 1987 to feature 4 different numbers?
Oh, crazy. Those little things always blow me away.
Huh.
Those little facts are always the neatest ones when they come up with those.
I'm just looking that way. Is that actually true? Fuck me, it is, dude. 88.
Yeah,
It is.
That's how they get you hooked. You're like, oh, I gotta go look back at every fucking number now.
Do you know where the term deadline comes from?
No, I have no idea.
Well, it comes from the American Civil War. Prisoners would have lines drawn around them in the dirt, and if they crossed the line, then they'd be executed by the guards. Both prisoners and guards soon took to calling the line the deadline.
Okay, well, what does that have to do with having a deadline, like being late for something?
Because if you're late, you're going to lose your job. It's just a happier version of it.
I don't see how the two correlate. Like how, if you're trying to make a deadline at work, what does that have to do with if you're in jail and you cross a line, you get shot?
Well, because you don't want to miss the deadline. You don't want to go past the deadline. The whole point is to not go past the deadline. Whatever it is, you want to make sure you are before the deadline. That's about the only way I could see it.
It's a bit of a stretch, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, who knows? But there it is. So there's sorry, my brain just told you there's a fairly large spider sitting about 2 feet above my fucking head right now. I'm starting to freak out.
I ran across my floor the other night, like 2 nights ago. I haven't seen him since, but he's around here somewhere.
I'm gonna put a hole through the fucking wall if this guy moves, so you might hear a loud bang and me yelling "ow" when I break my hand.
He knows I saw him too, so he's fucking hiding somewhere. He'll turn up in my shower or something one of these days.
I hate that shit.
I always show up in the shower and then I freak out and then I accidentally hit the fucking knob and the temperature goes up and I burn my sack off and I'm just like, just laying in the fetal position in the bottom of the shower, like, I'm crying. Fuck you, spider. They win every time.
That's funny. I'm really hope I can pay attention because he's like right there and just above my line of sight, so I'm constantly looking up to make sure he doesn't move. So there's this island that sits in the middle of the Bay of Bengal called North Sentinel Island, which I believe we've actually spoken about. The indigenous people on this island have never been colonized by the outside world and are extremely hostile, who attacks anybody who invades their land without fear. They just do not give a fuck. But here's what's really neat about them. Any of the islanders, when they're taken off of the island, they actually exhibit symptoms of some sort of a mystery illness that they will actually die of if they aren't returned to the island.
Oh, that totally makes sense.
But that's just weird. Like, I mean, like if you get like an illness, it doesn't just disappear because you're back with your people.
Oh, sure. It's like extreme.
Sure. It's like extreme fucking what? Homesick?
Basically, if you've never been exposed to other people and you've never been anywhere else, I could see how that, like for generations, I could see how that would fuck you up physically.
Yeah, maybe. I just couldn't see it actually killing you, and then all of a sudden you put them back on the island. They're like perfectly fine. Thank you, I'm fine. Thank you. Something about the water. I don't know. It's fine.
It's just the anxiety of probably leaving the island. That's what I would assume. Some sort of, it's obviously psychosomatic in a way. It's got to be.
It has to be. It can't be anything else. It has to be psychosomatic. It has to be.
Well, it could be something else. It could be like a weird genetic connection to the island, I guess. It sort of makes sense. If you've never left, you evolve to be like that attached to it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's the food. Maybe. As soon as you eat something that's not there, your body's not used to that outside foreign food. I don't know.
Totally fuck you up.
Yeah.
But that would fuck up anybody. You know, if you go to another country and eat weird food, that can mess you up. So. Yeah,
that's very true.
So that makes
go to India and drink the fucking water. See what happens to you if you're not from there.
Great idea.
Yeah. there's in a bunch of Soviet labor camps. There's a